wanted a finish that I could put on my guitar in my apartment because I live in an apartment in San Francisco. I don't really have like a backyard or like a easily accessible roof, and I wanted to be able to put the finish on, just rub it on with a rag and not have it smell really bad and take a long time to dry. And Mitch had used Wudtone to finish this guitar, and I thought that would...
So I'm going to be finishing this body and neck using Wudtone, which is a compound that you can get from the Wudtone company. I ordered mine from byoguitar.com. That's in the US. You can also order, if you're in the UK, you can order from Wudtone, WUDTONE.com. So the reason I'm using Wudtone is that it's a really good material to use when you are in a place without good ventilation. It doesn't smell, or you don't spray it. It's not a noxious fume that's going to be collecting in your apartment. So I've got this this neck it's a conversion neck for a Strat style neck pocket to convert to the Gibson scale, 24.75 inches, and it's a curly maple with a Palfaro fretboard. And this body, it's extremely lightweight. It's from Rosser Guitars, and I got both of these pieces on eBay. But this is a white pine body, so it's very lightweight. It doesn't have a lot of grain. It is a little bit soft, so it will probably take damage. This is the hot auburn color. There was actually some goldenrod in the middle, but it doesn't really, you're not really seeing the burst because it took a little bit more of the stuff to sink into this wood. I think if you were using mahogany or ash, it would have a more profound effect. But that's the experiment. I'm going to be using the Olympic Girl, which is the Wudtone's version of Olympic White. I'm going to show you what came in the bag. Okay, so I ordered this for the neck. This is the tint coat. It's a vintage amber, so the neck is going to have, obviously the maple part is going to be tinted vintage amber, and it will have a top coat. And I think this is just the standard neck top coat. So basically it's just a clear coat to protect the finish. And then for the body, I got these 4 little bottles, and you'll notice that they include gloves. You should probably buy some additional gloves because you aren't going to be doing it all in one day, and you'll break some. But this kit came with a white base coat, colored base. It's Olympic Girl, and then I ordered it with a gloss top coat with aging. So you can order it with a no aging. You can order it with a satin top coat, and you can also order it with a gold overtone, or kind of like a sheen or something like that. I haven't tried it. Maybe in a future video. But that's what comes with the kit, and you'll notice these bottles are all squashed. They squeeze all the air out of these bottles before they ship them. So you'll want to use this stuff as soon as possible once you open them, because it does go bad. They also recommend that when you are applying this to body or neck, that you don't sand it too finely. So these should be probably sufficient. I think these are sanded to at least 250, using 250 grit sandpaper. So I will resume the video with the step-by-step process of putting this on. Okay, so I did a bunch of research on the internet because the instructions weren't that clear to me, but The reason for this empty bottle that was included is that you can mix your colored base with your white base to get the exact tint that you want. So of course you shake these up. You shake them both up and you mix a third of each into the empty bottle and see how that looks. So we're gonna try that. Okay, now I've got my cap, my lid I'm going to use for putting the color onto the body. And it said to put about 1/8 of the bottle of the base coat into the thing, just enough that you can dab some on. I'm going to start with the sides. Okay, so the the Olympic white body color coat didn't really wow me, but we'll put another coat on it in a couple days. But for now, I'm going to just proceed on to the neck using this amber tint. I imagine this is going to be a little better because this is maple and this is much darker color. Okay, well, the wood still pretty much looks like it's bare. if you look really close, you can see it's kind of a whitewashed effect. But I'm gonna keep going and put another coat on it today. It's been 48 hours since I put the first coat on, and I read that you can use a little bit of steel wool to take down some of the high points when I was doing the stippling effect, or stippling technique, to get that white base to really build up on the wood. That was what advice was given for solid colors when you're trying to get a lot of coverage. So I'm going to just buff a few of these kind of specks of that base color, and then I'm going to mix up my Olympic Girl and the base color again, and put another coat on using the same effect or technique. So the stippling technique is definitely leaving more color on the body, but I'm also going through a lot more of the wood tone compound. So we'll see how this goes. I have to say I was prepared for it to basically look like a light wood guitar with a little bit of shine on it. So that might be what I'm getting, but we'll give it our best shot and see how much of this we're able to get coverage on. And something is leaving particulates on the surface, so you'll want to watch for that kind of stuff. Okay, so now I'm looking for drips, blotches, or missing spots, or places where like a little dried flake of the wood tone got onto the finish. But the coverage looks a lot better, and I think that, a lot of what I'm going to be doing before I put on either the next coat or the clear coat, the enhancing coat, as they call it, the top coat, it will be kind of buffing that, buffing the orange peel off of this finish with a little bit of steel wool, but we'll see. It's supposed to be self-leveling, so let's hope for the best and prepare for the worst. Okay, so I'm gonna hang this up and we'll let that dry for a couple more days. Okay, so I'm gonna continue dyeing the neck, and I've got plenty of tint coat left, and I think I'm probably just going to do one more coat of this. I don't really think this needs to be any darker. It might start to turn orange, so I'm just going to make it a little bit more of that amber color on the back of the neck, but I think it's bringing out the flame on this curly maple pretty well, so that's pretty good. Okay, so I'm going to just wipe on this coat. I think we have enough of a base coat with a stippling to have a kind of a deep white or a semi-opaque kind of white. So I'm going to just wipe it on like you would normally with a color coat, and I think this is going to go okay. It's already looking pretty good, and I think with the top coat, it's going to look really good. So it's going to be sort of a transparent white, and I believe there are guitars out there that have a similar kind of a finish on them, and they look pretty good. So fingers crossed that this is joining the ranks of those guitars. That's some crap. Some stuff kind of dried in the mix. Watch out for that, if that, get the goobies. Okay, so I think I said I wasn't going to put another coat on the neck, but I decided that it could go a little darker and it wouldn't really be a problem. And I have enough stuff to do it, so here goes.
So I wanted to just show the comparison between my Japanese Fender Mustang neck with the new neck with the Wudtone. I think the color is comparable, so I think we're going to leave it there, and then I'm just going to put the top coat on it next time we do business. Okay, it's now been 36 hours since I put on the final coat of the white of the Olympic Girl, and now I'm going to go ahead and put the top coat on. I was about to do the top coat and I found that this stuff was not shaking, and there was a skin across the top. Looked like the seal had been kind of sucked into the bottle, so I honestly don't know how this stuff is going to go on, but I kind of popped through the seal and used this stick to get through the top layer. So hopefully this will mix up good, and I'll be able to get a decent looking top coat. But I'm starting the sides, and we'll bail out if it doesn't look good. Okay, so I'm going to put another coat of this vintage amber on this neck. I was just pouring out my stuff for the day, and I saw there's a big glob of crap. I don't know if you can see that hanging there, but that's kind of disappointing. Sometimes this stuff starts to dry in the bottle, and you don't want to put that onto your guitar body or neck, as the case may be. Okay, so next time we touch this, it'll be time for the top coat. It's day 5. And anyways, I decided I'm going to put another coat of the tint coat on the neck and just, you know, use the rest of the wood tone and get that color really in there. I did a pretty good job of going over it with the steel wool. I found that it worked best if you go in circles and then go with the grain to just get it as flat as possible. And I think I might have taken the color back a little bit. So now I'm going to just put the rest of the material, the wood tone, on the neck, and I think it's going to be pretty good. So I know I've said that before, but this is it. This is the last of the stuff. So so here we go. I think I'm going to start with the headstock end. That seems to work pretty well.
I'm ready to put another top coat on the body, and as you can see, it's very dark. It's that's the aging tint, and I was really careful about putting that on last time. And as you can see, the color hasn't changed that much. I also gave this a good treatment with the steel wool, so it's nice and smooth. It could certainly be smoother, but I think it will get that way, after I build up the finish a little bit more. So here we go. Hopefully it doesn't get too much darker. I'm going to go ahead and put the neck top coat on the neck. I'm really being cautious not to go too heavy with the steel wool, because I think I'm already taking off some of the amber tint. But I'm hoping that it's still going to look pretty good. What the top coat is going to bring out the color. So watch and learn. Okay, so the body is cured for about 3 days, and I've got, I think, plenty of the neck top coat, so I'm going to put some of that on the body, because the top coat for the body didn't go very far. So as with before, I'm going to go in these circles and work with the light, make sure I'm not taking off too much, but I just really just want to smooth it out, and then periodically, clear it with the rag, not the back of your hand, and check into the light to make sure that it is as smooth as it can be. So really just kind of taking a little bit of the shine back, and then we're going to put some more of the wood tone on. And you can already see how beautiful the neck is with one coating of the top coat, but we're going to do the same thing with the neck. Just take a little steel wool, try to get off some of the brush marks, and then apply another coat of that as well.
the neck, because I gotta do the neck. All right, cool.
Oh, so that one's done in, yeah, that one's done in the Wudtone.
Yeah.
I think I got the, there's like a burst finish kit that they have. I forget which one it's called, but there's actually 2 tones. You can't see it. So that's the one thing, like I think using the Wudtone was really great. It was really easy. The finish looks awesome, but this is supposed to be a burst and it doesn't actually show the burst.
You know, that was my experience as well with the burst. Because I got a burst kit for my Firebird.
Oh, you did? Oh.
Yeah, and you can't see
I can't
it.
tell.
It's hot auburn on the outside and goldenrod in the middle, right?
Yeah, that's just, yeah, I think I got the same one.
But it looks great. I mean,
it looks awesome.
It looks like 3D, and it sounds amazing.
Yeah, it sounds amazing. Yeah, the finish sounds amazing.
Well, I mean, it doesn't sound like a guitar that's coated in plastic.
Yeah.
Which, of course, we all know sounds like a guitar coated in plastic.
Yeah. This one is Wudtone too. It's the TV Girl, but I feel like the finish here didn't look as good. The clear coat, maybe I didn't do enough coats of clear coat because it's not as glossy. Like this one has like a really nice gloss to it. I think when I did this one, I didn't do as good a job applying it. I think I'm going to put another coat of something over the top of this. Like I said, I think I'm going to do the Odie's oil.
Okay. Well, that'll be an interesting experiment. So what do you think that you could have done better on applying that finish?
You know, when I did this one, it was the first time I used the Wudtone, and I did it very meticulously. Like I did it every night for a week.
Every
night?
night?
I did 7 coats, but I did 1 coat every day. So I'd let it dry overnight, and then the next night after work, I'd come home and I'd do another coat, and then I'd let it sit. And then this one, I wasn't as meticulous applying it. I don't know why. I guess I was just too busy or something at the time, and I just kind of wanted to get it done.
You put fewer coats?
Maybe I did. I forget actually how many coats I used on this, but I feel like I didn't when it came to doing the final gloss or clear coat on the top. I didn't do that as much. I put fewer of those coats on. So I got the aged top coat for this Jazzmaster project that I'm working on. And, you know, it's like I finally got it to where it looked like it was it was becoming whiter. It's becoming kind of an Olympic white color. And then I started putting this top coat on with the aging tint. And then it started getting browner. And so right now, it just kind of looks like it's a little shinier. Like it's not even, it doesn't look like it's got a finish on it. Except for that it's just sort of, you know, waxy. One of the things I like about the Wudtone is that you feel the wood. While it's still protected, but you do, you know, you feel the wood. It's not like a... Yeah, you know, I'll point out on this one, like you can see the grain, you can almost feel it, right? So the Wudtone goes down into the grain, so you see the contour of the grain. In spots like this, you can see where actually this part of the grain actually soaked in more of the color, so it really highlighted that. You know, so in a couple spots like that, like it kind of doesn't look super great, but the rest of this looks spectacular.
Yeah, I think this looks much cooler than the the kind of finish that you get with nitrocellulose or whatever Gibson would put on it.
Yeah, but you know, it's like kind of spots like this, and I don't know if I should have sanded this more because it seemed like the sanding was pretty good, or if maybe there's some other technique on it. You know, I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, my guitar is, both of my guitars are pine, so they're pretty smooth.
Yeah.
When you sand them down to, you know, with 240 or whatever. Yeah, you just feel the texture. I guess you could use that grain filler. Like there's the grain filler that you use with Wudtone is on it goes on the top.
Oh, huh. I didn't
Instead
know
of
that
on the bottom.
I didn't know they made a grain filler.
Yeah, it's a transparent grain filler, and I think it goes on the top, maybe before the clear coat. I can't remember, but I haven't used it because I don't, you know, I'm not going for that ultra smooth kind of finish. But you know, I think this looks outstanding.
Oh yeah, it looks great. Yeah, I was actually super pleased with this one. This I'm like less pleased with, but I think I can save this one. Like put a like if I put another clear coat on the top. You know, the bummer is like taking everything apart again. You know, right? And then
Yeah.
like sit out, you know, in parts, right?